Welcome to Wildlife Studies and your first practical. The aim of this prac is to determine whether there's an impact of roads on the species richness of fauna in the Cumberland Plain. So to these ends you're going to survey the invertebrates and also vertebrates either at the roadside or 30 metres within the bush. Because we're in the field, there's plenty of things that want to bite you or sting you, and therefore you need to have some boots, trousers. It's likely to be hot, so a hat is good. Water would be essential, and some sunscreen if you don't like a hat. There are definitely loads of bull ants and they will sting you, and it's a vicious bite, so you need boots. So to start, you're going to run a transect from the roadside into the bush. The transect is 30 metres in length, and you'll have a quadrat at 0 metres from the roadside and another quadrat at 30 metres from the roadside. So this is the equipment that you're going to need. First, this is your transect tape, and you'll also need a flag to indicate where each of the quadrats are going to be located. You need to locate yourself right at the roadside. The whole objective of this prac is to determine, is there an impact of a road? Now clearly we can't have 185 students on an actual busy road, so we're going to use this bush track as a proxy, but it will give you the concept of there's likely to be an impact of roads for the animals that live there. So you're going to have your first quadrat at 0 metres from the roadside. Lay your tape at the roadside and place your flag at point 0. Then you want to run your tape out 30 metres, and it is going to be perpendicular to the road. And you want to try and make sure that you don't veer off on an angle to the road. You want to be perfectly perpendicular if that's possible. So the ground is quite hard, but you want to shove the flag into the ground as well as you can, because that's going to be your start point. Use your flag to indicate where the second quadrat is. So each group will have one tape. Right, so once your transect is out, you need to roll it back because you have your flag in place, so you know where your 30 metre mark is. So as you're rolling your tape, look out for 10 metres, and you need a flag to mark out that point, as that's going to be the beginnings of your quadrat. Right, get your partner to unstick your tape so that now you can measure out the next section of your square. It doesn't have to be perfect. If there's bushes in the way, just either go either side or over the top is fine. Then use your marker to indicate the square or the corner of your square. Then you need your partner to help you fix the final square of your quadrat. Okay, so we're slightly out, and therefore we need to move our marker backwards a teeny bit, so it's as perfect as we can make it. Now we need to follow the same procedure to delineate our next final quadrat at 30 metres. So now that you have defined your quadrats, you're ready to start your invert survey. So this is going to be a hand collection, and therefore you can use your hands to search through the leaf litter for any invertebrates. It's likely that you'll find things like ants, a great number of ants. So as you're searching, note that we've got gloves on to protect our hands from being bitten by an ant. Also avoid things that are yellow and black. It's more likely that they're going to actually sting you and it'll hurt. It's dead, but we can include it because it clearly was living at some point. I've got a millipede, and once I've got it in my vial, I'll be careful to label the vial so I know which quadrat it was found in. So the animals that are really quick, just make a note of the animal, even if you couldn't actually collect it. What did we get? Oh yeah, I think that might be the same as what we got before. But anyways. It's a golden ant. He's got a really pretty bum, but I don't have the right lid. Can you see his golden bum? So you really need to get on your hands and knees and sift through the leaf litter, and you'll find there's lots of pieces of scat which you can put in your vial and bag it for later. So it's vital that you record on your vial where you collected your scat. So you need Q30, the date and your group number, because all these samples we'll take back to the lab for your second practical class. So we're going to move on to the vertebrate part of the practical. So we're interested in the vertebrates that might be at different distances from the road. So a camera is going to be set up at 30 metres so that it's panning across your quadrat that is set up at 30 metres. You'll also have your camera that will be set up at the roadside at 0 metres, and that's going to pan that quadrat at 0 metres. So these cameras are motion activated. So if any animal jumps into your quadrat, it will be the motion of the animal will activate the camera and it will take an image of whatever it is that was within the view of the camera.